I gave my dad his money back in front of his other kids and told him he was no longer welcome at my graduation. My dad's a loan shark, not the movie kind with baseball bats and broken kneecaps, just a guy who lends money to desperate people in our neighborhood and charges insane interest rates. Growing up, I watched him systematically destroy families. Mrs. Lee down the street lost her house because she couldn't pay back a $500 loan that ballooned to $3,000. The Robinsons had to sell their car and move their kids to a different school. Mr. Nguyen started drinking heavily after my dad took his small grocery store. All because of my dad's business. He always said I'd join the family operation after high school. It's easy money, son. People always need cash and they're willing to pay for it. We're providing a service. I hated everything about it. But the worst part was that he paid for everything with that dirty money. My clothes, food, school supplies, even my college application fees. Every dollar I spent felt like it had someone else's tears on it. I started having nightmares about the families we'd ruined. I'd see Mrs. Lee's face when she handed over her house keys, or hear Mr. Nguyen's kids asking why Daddy was always angry now. The breaking point came when I was 14. Dad took me on a collection run to teach me the business. We went to this tiny apartment where a single mom lived with her 2 young kids. She was behind on payments and Dad wanted me to see how it's done. I watched him intimidate this woman while her children hid behind her legs, crying. She begged for more time, explained that her car had broken down and she'd missed work. Dad didn't care. He took her TV, her microwave, even her kids' Nintendo. That night, I threw up from the guilt and shame. Senior year, I got into college with a full academic scholarship. I was finally free, or so I thought. But Dad had other plans brewing in his twisted mind. Forget college, he said one morning over breakfast. I'm expanding the business into 3 new neighborhoods. You're going to be my partner now. Equal split on everything. The way he said it, like he was offering me the world instead of asking me to become a monster like him. That's when I completely snapped. I'd been working at McDonald's for 2 years, taking every shift I could get, saving every single penny. While my classmates were going to parties and buying new clothes, I was flipping burgers and counting down the days until I could escape. I'd kept detailed records of every dollar my dad had ever spent on me that I could remember or calculate. Clothes, food, school fees, even estimated utilities and rent for my room. I wanted to pay back every cent so he could never say I owed him anything. My McDonald's manager, Denise, knew about my situation. She'd give me extra shifts whenever possible and even let me pick up food that was about to be thrown out. She said she admired my determination to get out. The final calculation took me weeks. I went through old receipts, estimated costs, even factored in things like birthday presents and Christmas gifts. I came up with $200. Every penny I could reasonably say he'd invested in raising me. I walked into his office where he was meeting with my half-brothers Leo and Sean about dividing up territories. They were all hunched over a map, planning which streets to target next, discussing which families looked vulnerable. The room fell silent when I entered. I dumped $3,200 in cash on his desk. Every crumpled bill and quarter I'd saved from McDonald's. Some of the money was still stained with grease from my shifts. Here's your blood money back, I said, my voice shaking with rage. Every dollar you ever spent raising me that I could calculate. We're even now. Dad's face went completely white. Leo and Sean just stared with their mouths open, probably never seeing anyone stand up to him before. I'm going to college, and you're not invited to graduation. I won't celebrate my future with someone who makes his living destroying other people's lives. I could hear my heart hounding as I continued. Mrs. Lee used to babysit me when I was little. Mr. Nguyen taught me how to ride a bike, and you took everything from them. Dad started to stand up, probably to yell at me, but I wasn't done. I'm changing my last name too. I don't want to share anything with you anymore. And if I ever see you bothering any of my neighbors again, I'm calling the police and telling them everything I know about your operation. The look on his face was pure shock, mixed with something that might have been fear. For the first time in my life, he had absolutely nothing to say. Leo finally spoke up. Dad, maybe we should— Shut up, I cut him off. You two can choose to be like him, but I'm done being part of this family's legacy of destroying people. I walked out of that office and never looked back. 3 months later, I started college debt-free with a clean conscience. Best investment I ever made.